The overview. Look, this is going to be one very important piece that you will receive every month. The second to last week of the month, you will receive an overview that has an outline of the tips of the week that you will get for the upcoming month. It will also have 2 bonus tips. So the beauty of this is that you can look through these tips of the week and you might look at them and say, oh, I'm not really crazy about that third one. That's okay because we make them interchangeable. You can easily grab one of the 2 bonus tips and plug them into the process. This makes it super easy for you to be able to continue the process of education and communication in your practice without having any hiccups. So you'll always have 2 tips that become very easy to implement. But most of the time we want to try to make them a little bit more interactive and experiential for people because we know that that's a great way for people to learn. So about the second week or around the 20th of the month, you will receive the overview. Now here's what's important with that overview. There's an action that you have to take. And that action means that you have to decide. You need to decide who is going to be your CCA. Yes, I said CCA, I did not stutter. Your communication CA. The person who's going to be in charge of this system. The person who is going to be your go-to person. Because here's what's going to happen. That email is going to be delivered with an overview of the upcoming month. And what's going to happen is you're going to sit down with your CA. This should take no longer than 5 minutes to discuss. Here's the topics that are at hand for the upcoming month. Now, if we have challenges, if there's something that doesn't seem to resonate, if there's something that we're not sure we want to talk about, you can have that discussion with your CA right now and you can make that course correction that we're going to go ahead and use 1 or 2 of the bonus tips. Easy. That's number 1. Number 2, the Tuesday of every week, you will receive the following week's tip. The Tuesday of every week, you will receive the following week's tip. Now, Doc, here's what you have to do. Take that 5 minutes to sit down with your CA, discuss the actual tip, whatever it is, changes that you might want made, something that you might want tweaked. You have that discussion with your CA for about 5 minutes. Your CA now has the opportunity to go sit down. If it's an actual hard copy tip of the week, they can make the changes that are necessary and boom, drop your logo in, get this thing printed up, and we are ready to go for next week. It's that easy. And if it's anything else, if it's an experiential tip or anything like that, then you and your CA will have discussed how to explain this tip of the week so that your communication CA and you are on the same page. Yes, this should only take about 5 minutes. Now, what happens? Monday morning, you have a team meeting. If you're not having team meetings, you will now. Monday morning, you have your team meeting, and in this team meeting, your communication CA pulls out this week's tip of the week, and your communication CA is in charge of explaining to everybody on your team what this tip means. Folks, here's our focus for the week, and explain it to everybody. Your job, Doc, is to then turn around and ask the people on your team, whether you have 1 person on your team or 3 people on your team or 10 people on your team, ask them what the tip means to them, what they heard, and how they understand it. So we've just created a dialogue with everybody on your team to make sure that they are on the same page. So now we can move forward Monday morning, ready, armed, and prepared to talk to our patients about the specific tip of the week. So again, I can't make this any easier. What we've done is we've created a focus of attention for you and your team to go into the week and communicate a stronger message about what it is that we do as chiropractors, what it is that is so important for our health to help us to be healthy, what it is that makes our body tick, what it is that helps us to live healthier, more vibrant life. Whatever it is, we've got the tips for you, and we've got the analogies for you and the metaphors for you to help to bridge the gap from where they are to where we want them to go is a deeper understanding. And here's the thing, if they have a deeper understanding of the human body, they have a deeper understanding of how we work, of how we function, they can more easily and more readily have a deeper understanding of how the hell chiropractic works. So we put all of this stuff into a system. You're not going to go and do an anatomy class on day 1 and go through this sequence. You're going to drip educate your patients every single week, creating a dialogue, creating communication with them so that they can better understand what it is that you and I do, so that we increase the value of chiropractic, we increase retention, we increase referrals, because they will go out and have greater certainty in chiropractic, which means that they will have more confidence in talking to people about what you and I do. Isn't that really cool? I'm so excited about this. I just think it's just awesome, okay? It's just awesome. Just right now you can look at each other if you're watching this as a team and go, this really is awesome. Or just look at me right now and say, this is really awesome. Okay, so I digress. Now, what has to happen with this? If we have Monday morning, the CA is delivering this to the entire team and everybody else is talking about it, we have to make sure there's follow-up. So the CCA, the communication CA, it is your job. When you go to lunch, you have a quick huddle. How did we do on our communication this morning? It's your job in the afternoon. Guys, let's focus this morning. We did not hit our target of talking about this tip of the week. I'm handing them out today. We need to be talking about it. And at the end of the day, we discuss, how did it go? What are some of the conversations that we had with patients? What are some of the breakthroughs? I love this because when you start talking about this as a part of your huddle when you close the day, you start hearing what some people are understanding about chiropractic, or you start seeing the light bulb go off over people's heads and they're really excited about it because they now understand it to a deeper level. Or what's my favorite is when patients come in and they actually say to you, Doc, I used that example from the other day. Was this right? I had a patient say this to me. She said, so I did the whole dime on the back of the hand thing. Tell me if I was right. And this was a teacher, and it was so cool because it was one of those the student became the teacher type deals. And I looked at her and said, man, this has to be how you feel when your students get it. Because I was so excited in the way that she explained it and the way that she understood it. And by the way, yes, her friend came into the office and is under care right now. And this is a woman I've been taking care of for about 15 years. So it's like super cool, right? It's totally cool because the more you educate people, communicate with them, create a dialogue with them around these topics that we create every week, we create a focus on health. We create a focus on, if you're talking about function, they start to understand what the hell that means. We create this focus on better living. We create this focus on getting adjusted, and that chiropractic is the foundation of it all. So, every single day, we need to make sure that we're having a discussion to staying on track with our communication. Now, side note, this doesn't mean you don't connect with your patients. This doesn't mean that you're beating them over the head every single day. You still connect the way that you always do. But you have to make sure that you're bringing this up and you're tying it into their lives. Or simply asking the question, did you see this week's tip? And open the communication. So the communication CA will be asking every single day, hey, how did we do today? What conversations did we have today? And the doctor and this communication CA will be acknowledging people for the things that they've shared and how it's helping all of us to grow in a deeper understanding of what it is that we do. Now, simultaneously, as all this is going on, boom, on Tuesday, what do you get? That's right, you get next week's tip. And with next week's tip comes that same 5-minute meeting. This does not take focus away from anything else. This should not be overwhelming. It's the same 5-minute meeting that you sit down with your communication CA and you talk. You say, here's what next week's tip is. Here's what it looks like. How do we feel? Do we need to change? Do we need to tweak? Drop that logo in if it's a paper tip, and boom, you're ready to go. And this is a sequence that just continues over and over and over again so that you can stay the course, so that you are ready to roll and moving forward with your patient communications on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Remember, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I'm shooting that plan at you so that you can have a structured system for communicating a message with your patients that helps them to have a deeper understanding of chiropractic, a deeper understanding of the power of the human body and how powerful we really are when we are connected. How powerful we are when there's no interference. So again, I want to thank you for this program. Welcome to the program. I hope you're looking forward to this program as much as I am, and the impact it's going to have on your practice, and even more importantly, the impact it's going to have on our patients' lives. Thanks. We'll see you in the next video.